Hola! Hi, YouTube family. I am so excited to be here with you and go live for the first time ever. So, and let me correct myself. This is not my first time going live ever. It's my first time going live too. I've been going live on Facebook since 2014. And since then, I have been sharing my little nuggets of light, if you will. And that's why I like to call my YouTube station Let's Talk Light. We are going to talk about a lot, anything that has to do with the light or transmuting that and bringing more of that light into your life, especially right now. Now, I want to make sure my volume is up. Yeah, we are connected. And I want to make sure that we set the mood. And with one of the things that I like to do is have my heart chakra binaural frequencies playing for us. Okay. So typically I have an agenda as a messenger and a divine feminine twin flame. I have a whole lot of messages that are imparted to me all day long. And I had to find a medium of which to go ahead and start sharing those messages with you guys and not just my Facebook tribe, which is about 5,000. So it's time for YouTube to get a little taste of Pammy and move forward. So congratulations, right? You're awake. But now what? You know, when we decide or when you've gone through enough and being awakened happens, what do you do then? Especially if you are in a twin flame relationship as a divine masculine or feminine, or even in your soulmate journey, there's a lot that has to happen for you to actually connect and magnetically attract to that mate. So keep in mind that that's also talking light. So we'll have a lot to talk about. But I do keep agenda. What are some things that I like? I love crystals. So I make them and I wear them, and I am a heavy advocate of crystals because they give us the activations that we need. They give us the activations from our intergalactic family. So I guess that's the Arcturian in my blood that says, you know what? Gotta get you stoned. I don't know if you've been stoned before, but I gotta get you stoned. Okay. So if you haven't been, definitely get stoned. But to understand why would be like one of my episodes where we're actually talking about energy and why it's important that regardless of your religion, that you are incorporating Gaia's or Mother Earth's blessings to you. Excuse me. All right. So these are some more that I made. These are my recent babies. These are my recent ones. And they're all on the website, but I'm not here to do that. I am a messenger, so I'm going to continue to talk some light with you. Okay. And you have to my phone's flipped, so I gotta remember that you guys are over there and not over here. So listen, before I say anything else, remember to hit subscribe. I'm not used to doing that either with going live on Facebook. I can just chat with everybody and I see everything that's there with them. But with this, it's a little different because I have to tell you, hey, hit subscribe and like. And I want you to go ahead and sync up with me. Sync up with me so that when you do sync up, you know that there's a message coming out of my mouth that you're supposed to hear. And forewarning, I typically cuss like a sailor, so I'm very down to earth. I'm an empath. I use all my clairs. My strongest clairs are my claircognizance and my clairsentience. And I'm also, and my clairaudience, like I can hear like crazy. And I have two sisters, and both of them are divine as well. So all three sisters are readers. What? Like I don't think that happens very often with families, but so here's how it goes. In the beginning of Let's Talk Light, I'll share with you a bit of truth, right? Then we'll talk about that truth. And then towards the middle of it, I'll maybe mention some what I like to call, I don't like to say suggestions, but like guidance for you to optimize yourself during the next moments, because it's all about now. It's not about tomorrow. It's not about next month. It's about now. So how can you optimize your nows? For example, drinking more water. You guys might be forgetting that that's very necessary. It doesn't matter if it's juice, you gotta keep that uptake because we are crystalline now. We are not carbon based, or our DNA, excuse me. So that might be what I talk about next. And then after that, I'll choose a deck. And I like to wrap up the episode. Like when I am on Facebook, I pull cards for my viewers. And I haven't quite figured out how that works with YouTube, whether or not I am able to see comments real time or if they come up afterwards after you view the live. But for now, I'm going to pull for 3 different frequencies. I feel like people are in 3 different waves right now. It used to be 2, quite honestly. I thought there were 2 different because like last year, the year before, I felt like there was going to be a divide in the collective. And there was. A lot of people woke up at the same time, and a lot of people was like, man, I just want to keep mulling around like the sheeple, which is fine. That's their journey. Okay, no judgment. So I was promoting in my lives at the time, like, look, you got to be on the winning team because there's a divide coming. And if you're not on the winning team with your thoughts and your focus and choosing the positive vibrations and emoting the best situations for yourself, then you're going to be on the team on the bench. But I believe what has kind of transposed here is that because the 3D world has kind of like drifted away, or at least it should be, and 4D has kind of shown itself, and then there's 5D, which we are continually building as a collective consciousness, jumping in and out of. That's why I think there are 3 frequencies. So there's your 5th dimensioners, 4, and I just got that like right now, seriously, because I was like, I sometimes will do readings of signs. Oh, Leo, it's going to be this kind of month. Oh, Taurus, it's going to be this kind of month. But I feel like there's a broader algorithm of frequencies that you're on. And everybody should be under January's jurisdiction of like go hard or go home, go big or go home, go bold or go home. Like this is the month where you show like the last 2 years who's boss. Like the last 2 years were like a big, huge cycle. Like 2015, we saw like this Aquarian age coming. We were like, yeah, next year's gonna be great. But we had to go back and find the dark night of our souls. So most people at that time on your journey, if you were in a particular frequency, were working on your duality, balancing the masculine, not balancing yet, identifying whether or not you held too much masculine or too much feminine. What traumas were those related to? When you were younger, what traumas did those connect to? What are the major cycles that are coming up for you? It took 2 years for us to really get an understanding and get a grip of the dark night of our soul, get a grip of the shadow selves that we have of ourselves, and really come up and take the shadow self and dark night of the soul and love up on it, because that's what we're supposed to do. That was the whole point. Was, for example, and this is the example that I gave on my live around that time last year, is I'm super positive. And that's one thing I like to do. I use myself as an example because I am a representative of my frequency. And anybody who watches me is syncing up to receive a message. It's just that simple. Let's talk light. So I'm a super positive, bubbly person. Like I'm an extremist positive. Never any physical altercations. Won't watch, boxing. I might watch a match or two, but no, I don't engage in aggressive conversations. Everything, like my whole life was essentially not being scared of things, but being very like passive, very passive about things in discussions. I will turn and walk away. So I wasn't overly positive at the time, but now that I look back and describe it, I was too much of one thing, and I didn't invite in the duality of the other side of me, the shadow self. So at the end of 2017, we were recognizing through experiences, mind you, who the shadow selves of us were, because you either were really mean, and I don't mean in a bad way, but like maybe you were really rigid and really uptight, and you really didn't invite in as much love in your life, and so you were imbalanced that way, and you kind of had to balance those scales and invite in more love. Or you were like me, and certain experiences made you turn into a beast. Okay. And then you were like, okay, well, maybe I was supposed to turn into a beast so I can learn this shadow side of myself, so I can incorporate it in who I am, love up on it with that very vital self-care, and self-love. And then with this new Pammy, both the light and the dark, that which still is of light, decide who needs to be present when and where. And that's why the whole year of 2018 was trying to figure out who belongs around your energy now that you've incorporated both sides of yourself. Do you see? So now that you have this bigger understanding of who you are and what you represent, who deserves my energy? And then if you weren't addressing certain people like karmic relationships or your karmic partnership overdue, or situations or cycles, they just kept slapping you in the face. Different season, different reason, different person, same lesson, trying to show you what you needed to release. And so hopefully throughout 2018, you were releasing things that no longer served you, left and right. Cut that cord, cut that cord, cut that cord. And towards the end of 2018, it was really crazy because you were cutting cords with people who were really close with you, or they're cutting them with you. And there might be a little bit of lag with that through the end of January. And that's also necessary because the places that you're leading your thoughts right now, you're lending your thoughts to something right now. And hopefully it's the best now for you, or what you call future. Hopefully you're lending your thoughts to the best future for you, the best day for you, the best moment for you, because that's what's going to happen. And you cannot possibly go big, go hard, go home with your thoughts and your manifestations and still hold on to something, that doesn't serve you. While I have it, you can't do them both. So you can't say God, universe, spirit, most high, higher self, whatever you identify with, whatever you believe in, stars, everything under the sun. I really want a house. I really want a house. I really, 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 really want a house. But at the same time, you're complaining about not being in a house yet. So you're counteracting against your manifestation. So we have to be extra careful with our thoughts and extra careful with where we lend them to and who we are emotionally attaching ourselves to. Because those people who we care about, who are in really jacked up situations, who are really close to us, with our giving hearts, we listen and we look at their situations, and we can sometimes grasp on too tightly to a situation that is not ours. And then we displace ourselves and our vibration, and that too can get in the way of your house or your relationship or your new career or you discovering your purpose. All of the above. It's very, 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 very crucial that you guard your thoughts, protect your thoughts. Okay, so already we're talking. Did you know this? So every week I'll choose a different deck. I haven't decided on a fixed day to discuss light with you guys because I do not move by time. I move by my frequency. I'm my frequency flyer. So I might feel inclined to go live on a Thursday evening. I might feel inclined to go live on a Monday afternoon. And that's why when you hit like and subscribe, you can go ahead and get the alerts for me and sync up. Or you can just sync up. I caught Pam, and then boom, she said something I was supposed to hear. So nice to have a spiritual consultant mentor. That's how I like to consider myself. And I am a mentor. I have a mentorship program that I love and adore. And I talk to my mentees every month about their energy and how we can develop it further and create the necessary shifts that you want to see in your life. Because there's very little things that stop you from actually aligning, because that's all it is, aligning with what it is that you desire. So, congratulations, you're awake. Now what? Now you have to be alone for a little while. You do. Hey, it's okay. Being alone is not a bad thing. And I don't mean like necessarily physically alone. Because once you wake up and you discover, something about this world is not quite what it seems, you might have abilities that awaken. You might see things, you might hear things, you might be able to do things. And with that, you start to question everything that you know and believed. And then you see so much is going on, and you're like, but where's the love? And you start to wake up and you start to realize that everything isn't what it seems. Now, for some of us, our whole lives have been structured around believing in what we can't see. Take me, for example. My father passed away. He was murdered uh, when I was 6. So maybe that triggered a bit. Maybe it didn't. But what it did do was set me on a path to find light through experiencing trauma. So a lot of people wake up through coming out of their traumas. I am 35 now, and it was in college that I was really, 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 really awake. And I started to look around for truths. And you can look around because there has to be inspiration. Like me, I'm an inspiration to empower you to seek out things, to empower you to seek out truths and so forth. But at the same time, when you wake up, you have to go inside. And so there's going to be like universe smacking you left and right. You should um, meditate, 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 meditate. But meditation is one of those things that can be intimidating for people. And then, if you have religion tagging onto you, then you have had your family telling you that, oh my God, tarot cards are evil. And a lot of propaganda against the resources that we light workers have. For example, if you are religious, I hope you really tune into my station, because no matter what your religion, underlying all of that, you are energy, my dear, your energy. And you have to start understanding your energy so that you can get in the front of the helm of your life instead of complaining about what's happening on the back end of your life. Okay? So we're at about 17 minutes, which is cool because I want to keep this to maybe 30 to 45 minutes. And I want to pull some Moonology cards for our frequencies, for our tree frequencies. And I chose 3 because I love sacred geometry, and I'm not going to choose 9. One of those good numbers. My favorite number is 13. But anyway, that's my number. J, 13. But Moonology, we're going to pull for 3 different frequencies about what's going on and in this moment right now, and the best way to navigate through the rest of January. Okay. So you're not going to hear it by your sign. Maybe I'll do that for like a February loves forecast and get a little bit more specific for you guys. Talk a little bit with the divine masculines and divine feminines about what's coming up, because I just feel like there's a lot of readings about saying what it is, but not really telling us how to navigate through this twinship. And that I will be doing also on Let's Talk Light. So for now, I'm going to have 3 different cards, and what I'll do is talk about each different frequency that's represented and move from there. And like I said, I hope you hit like and you subscribe so that so that as we move through each month and every week, you're able to sync up with me, talk light with me, stay in the know about what's going on, get suggestions on which crystals can really help you propel through this time. For example, citrine, excellent for right now. Yeah, the citrine is perfect because if you are in the mood, which you should be, to do something big, bad, and bold, you want to have citrine around you because it's going to help you, number one, with your solar plexus and really light up that which is everything of you and your authenticity and being bold and confident and these baby steps you're making towards what it is that you want. But citrine is also very good for eliminating unnecessary worries. You hear that? Unnecessary worries. Okay. Selenite is another good one, but I keep it just to charge my other babies. So we will also touch on that. But for right now, my suggestion is a citrine is going to go a long way. And when you wear it, it looks like this. Well, one of the ways you can wear it. Like I have black jasper on the back, I have hematite connectors, and I have my citrine here. And just to make sure my heart chakra is attended to, I have some stuff like obsidian and green aventurine. Okay. I don't have a particular way that I shuffle. I do like cards that fly out, but I also like to pull my messages too. And I have so many decks to share with you guys. We have a flower therapy. We have the sacred travelers. We're going to talk romance sometimes. We're going to talk with the fairies sometimes. We're going to talk light because light is everywhere. You are but a hue. You are but a hue. You are but a hue. It's beautiful. You are but a hue. H-U-E. You are but a hue. You're not solid. You are not solid. You are very much so transparent on a molecular level. Please believe my frequency flyers that you are energy motion, your energy in motion, you are divinity in motion, you are love in motion, and you've got to be gentle with yourselves because you've been through a lot these past 2 years. And it's time to really get things on a roll. And it's going to take for you to take that healed person that you have, that healed, balanced person that you have, and really, really decide who you're lending your energy to and making sure that you're injecting a crap load of it into your self-love. Because that's what's going to propel the rest of the whole year. Okay? All shucks. All right? So. Mm-hmm. And we have a bottom of the deck card too. All right. So frequency number 1. These are people who this message is going to resonate with. If it doesn't, then you are either in frequency 2 or 3. And if it doesn't at all, then I apologize. My message was not supposed to resonate with you, but hopefully you can check back in for when it did. So let's talk some light. It's time to take action. All right. This is a new moon in Aries. Time to take action. Now, look, when I did that one for frequency 1, it had another card that came out. And it says, the energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. Remember, our lives move in cycles just like the moon. So you can take advantage of the cycles like this eclipse energy that is not quite gone yet and really, really plant some seeds about your biggest dreams that you've ignored. That's how I kind of like see January. So people in frequency number 1, you guys can't procrastinate anymore. Too much planning is creating stagnation. But the planning that you've done and the seeds that you have already planned for have created a momentum. So it's like you have a snowball that's rolling and it's getting bigger. Like you have a snowball of all these things you've collected and put together, and it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger. Oh, hold on. I'm so visual. We'll do this. So you planted a seed, frequency 1, and that was something positive, and you kept feeding it and you keep planting and you keep feeding it and it gets bigger and it creates this cute big snowball of all this positive manifestation. This is everything I want to happen, but it's on a hill and it's not rolling anywhere. So this is telling you now is the time to take action. So now that you've made these big old plans, it starts to get a little bit like, oh my a little like, can I do this? Can I handle this? Comparing yourself with other people that might be doing the same thing. Either way, but remember, you have to represent your frequency with whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you've been giving your thought to. This can be a new relationship. This can be a new house. This can be a new career. But you have to actually do things to get all that positive manifestation that you've created moving. Okay, you have to get it moving. And they're saying that you've got momentum, but the point of January is to be bad and bold and risky and do it in such a way that is just love and light, so that the results have to come back to you tenfold. Now, this starts to get overwhelming for frequency number oneers. And what you have to do is go back down and look at the details of this list, all these plans that you've made. You can break those down into a task list and just take baby steps. That's going to give you that momentum. Just one baby step will roll that ball forward, and another baby step will roll that manifestation forward, and then it's no stopping it. So now is the time. Do not delay. You have heard the call. So people are like, oh my God, I don't know what it is. I heard a call. Everybody keep talking about the phone, a phone call, a universal call. Like, what is it, right? What I shared on my live on Facebook is, it's a thing that you know, like for me, it's these YouTube videos. This is my first one. I'm very comfortable with going live on Facebook forever and a day. I'm very comfortable with it, but universe says, spirit says, you must share your frequency with this different audience, no matter if you're comfortable with it or not, no matter if you have to start from scratch or not. But these are baby steps for me. And it's been eating at you, like your intuition, like you should do this, you should do this, you know, you want to do this. Then those are the things that you should be doing. Okay, like that's what it is. That's that idea. So this isn't like a brand new idea that came out of nowhere. This is something you've been sitting on, because that's how big it is. And you think you have to like create all these other things first, but you don't. You just have to take baby bites out of that big manifestation of planning that you made, and let there be momentum. Okay, frequency number one. Frequency number two. So everybody's in this creation mode, as you should be. But the people in this group, it says your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. That means, excuse me guys, I will take 1 second to cred. This is the Moonology Oracle deck, and it's by Yasmin Boland, and the artwork is by Nyx Rowan. I love this deck. It's really relevant for now. With all this eclipse energy, these cards have been on point. So just for an additional message from the spirit world. Yes. Okay, frequency number two, you're just lazy. I didn't want to say it. You're being lazy. So you have a grand plan that you haven't quite gotten to that ball of manifestation that frequency one has. Frequency one has been like, plan, I got business plan, and I just said, I haven't done anything with it. I have a plan, but I haven't done anything with it because I'm intimidated by the scale of this manifestation, and you have to push through it anyway. Frequency two, you need a plan, and you need a practical one. So you might be too comfortable with what's going on in life, and yet uncomfortable at the same time. So that means you're complaining and you're not happy with some things, and you can visualize, you have a vision for what can get you out of the situation, for what can get you out of the relationship, all of these. You have a vision of it, but they're saying, look, you guys have to make a practical plan for these things. Okay, so if this message resonates with you, you're in frequency two, and these are viable plans that you have that you need to. You cannot just expect the universe to give you change. You have to create a shift, and the shift starts within yourself and the intentful actions that you're taking. So you take some intentful actions, such as looking for the house, such as saving little by little, such as actually visiting houses instead of waiting for money to do it. Then you're taking intentful action, and then you're no longer procrastinating. You have a practical plan because you're putting your bid into the universe for what you'd like to receive. And then chasing money doesn't work. You need to chase a dream. Let go of any jealousy or any envy that has been created when looking at other people and their fortune, like in your timeline or whatever. Be happy for those people because the universe is talking to you. It's reflecting back where you could be if you could just get out of that lazy streak and really apply yourself, because there's something that needs to be shared. But the more you just spend time looking at what other people are doing and not actually doing it, then you're just choosing to be on the B side in 4D and not 5D. Okay. So, like I said, I think this first one was for people who are kind of really, really, really dipping in and out of 5D. And they're like, look, don't be brave, just like me. Like, just do it. Don't attach yourself to results. Just do it. Don't worry about the outcome. Whatever you're presenting needs to be received because you're presenting it with love. So it needs to be received. Your light needs to be received. Frequency 2, you have to get committed to actually committing to a dream, committing to your dream. You cannot mull around in 4D working for somebody else and feel fulfilled the whole time. That's why there's a void. It's not anything else. It's not somebody else's fault. It's you. You need to believe more in yourself. And then for what I think are those who, and this makes so much sense, those who may be still in the 3D, like you're watching me and you kind of like what I'm saying, but you're not sure, or you still have fear from what other people will think if they, know that you're watching stuff about the dimensions of realities and light and like that. The answers are coming. Okay, the answers are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So, I mean, Gemini, you're talking about twins here. So you're talking about the part of you that's living in 3D and the part of you that's like, what else is there? Like, I'm awake, but I'm not really awake. And they're letting you know that the more you keep syncing up with mentors, spiritual guides, books like Eckhart Tolle, Abraham Hicks, things that really expand your consciousness, guided meditations, the answers will continue to come. But also, really, really consider guided meditations because that way you can get to where the answers really are, and that's inside. That's one of the first things that you learn as you're waking up is that everything has been inside the whole time. Like, what? They made me believe that all this life has been built out of all these external things when the whole universe is inside here. So don't fret. Frequency flyers on number 3. The answers are coming. So if you're not sure, what you want to pursue, if you're not sure what to do about a relationship, if you're not sure how to just jump out of the third dimension, don't worry. Just keep being gentle with yourself. Keep handling situations with kindness, grace, love, and light, and you'll be guided towards all those answers and epiphanies to shift your life. By watching me, you've already created a shift because you've expanded your consciousness to invite in more information. Okay, I'm just saying. So, very good at what I do. I have been doing readings and so forth for about 10 years. And like I said, my crystals are my babies. And they are made by me. So they each have a channeled message. They each have an owner. All of these each have an owner. They're just waiting to sync up with their owners to give them the appropriate activations and such. So let me make sure I touched on everything. Let's Talk Light. We talked about like the topics that I'm going to be covering in Let's Talk Light. We talked about, one thing that's going to help with this latter part of January, and I don't like to say it like every video, but right. So like, especially if you were in frequency 3, that's why I said the tail end that it came to mind. If you're in frequency 3, you have to pick up a journal, $5, $1, go to Dollar Tree. But if you can get a journal that really makes you feel special, I have like 4 of them at least on me now, but I have a ton of them that I've just gone through. And what you're going to do when you do that is tap into the inside, frequency 3. So you pulling out a paper and saying nothing at all and just listen to your thoughts. Just see what comes out of it, see what happens. Just like our Egyptian friend Thoth, you have to get your thoughts out to see what you're manifesting. What are you manifesting is what you're focusing on. So what you write is what's going to come out that you're focusing on. Start there. The answers you need are coming. Be less critical. I'm looking at my notes. Be less critical of your experiences that are happening now. You kind of have to step back and see the bigger picture of why these things are happening in accordance with what you ask for. So remember, after you ask for something, certain things have to shake up and move and be juxtaposed. And that's why a lot of you get the tower and so forth, and you're waiting for like better stability cards, but you have to hold on because there's a lot that you are actually creating right now that the universe has to co-conspire. So whatever you're going through or moving through, if you're not getting where you want to be as soon as you would like, please respect the bigger picture and understand that wherever you are is where your light and your love is needed until it's been moved. And just keep believing because your belief is what's going to fuel you to your manifestations. Hold steady to your vibration and claim the desired timeline that you want. Okay, by focusing on what you want and not what you don't want. So for now, that's been an episode of Let's Talk Light. I hope that you share my video on your social media feeds. I really just like for people to keep it kind with comments. And if you want to book a reading with me, like if you would like for me to pull your own Moonology spread and DM it to you or send it to your Gmail, you can do that by visiting pamscrystalshop.com. Go to the tab that says schedule your reading and select the deck that you would want your divinely channeled message channeled from, which is really fun for me. And check out the crystals. I don't only just have my line of crystals, but my older sister's. Hers are definitely different from mine. So check out all the crystals from Beautifully Mine under my sister, Maureen, the spiritual consultant, or mine. Mine's are mine's. Oh my God, I can't believe. Oh, sorry. But check out my line as well. And if anything really calls to you, then we made it for you. And it's ready to get some activations, whether or not it's attuning your chakras or grounding you so you can stay focused. Get stones so that you can get it moving. For right now, I hope that you are well. I hope you are abundant. I hope you are light. I hope you are affirming to yourself everything that you want to create. Join me next week. You never know what I'm going to present, who I'll have with me, or where I'll be, but we'll be talking light. You can always choose a better now. With that, I love you. Pammy loves you.